welcome to geography class. In this class we are going to have a discussion on the topic number 9. Let's move further. Chapter number 4, agriculture. Topic number 9, non-food crops, rubber, fiber crops. Dear cadet, as in our previous presentation, as I discussed with you, to prepare the notes, so it's very important to have a notebook and a pen to copy down the important point from this presentation. Before moving ahead to discuss on the non-food crops, rubber and fiber crops, just quickly have a recapitulation what we discussed in our previous presentation. In our previous presentation, we had seen horticulture crops. In that, we had seen about the different state and the different fruits and vegetable grown in the different parts of India, and the importance of fruits and vegetables in the world. So here this recapitulation is talking about India is the largest producer of fruits and vegetable in the world, and is producing tropical as well as temperate fruits. The area and the fruit is mentioned here with the state and their fruits, just like mangoes of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. Please continue with that. Next, quickly moving towards our today's topic of discussion, that is the non-food crops. That means we are not eating it. So rubber, it is an equatorial crops but under special condition. It is also grown in tropical and subtropical areas. It requires moist and humid climate with the rainfall more than 200 centimeter and the temperature about 25 degrees Celsius. So get it, please pay attention here. It is grown in the tropical as well as the subtropical area, point number 1 here. Then the second, it's required the moist as well as the humid climate and the rainfall is required about 200 centimeter. When we are talking about the temperature, it's 25 degrees Celsius for the growth of rubber. So rubber is an important industrial raw material. Have attention here, rubber is an important the raw material for the different industries. It is mainly grown in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Garo Hills of Meghalaya. So as we are talking about Garo Hills of Meghalaya, the rainfall is here more than 200 centimeter. So it's quite clear to you, it's require more rainfall. So these are the area of having the more rainfalls. So when you are going to write about the notes, I am going to show you in the upcoming slide how you will write the notes for the rubber. Moving further, fiber crops. So what are fiber crops first? So as here you are seeing it, cotton, jute, hemp, natural silk are the 4 major fiber crops grown in India. Name of the crops you have to remember. The first 3 are derived from the crop grown in the soil. That means cotton, jute and hemp. They are derived from the crops grown in the soil, and later it is obtained from the cocoons of the silkworm fed on a green leaves, especially the mulberry. So all of you have eaten the mulberry. You are knowing it. Mulberry tree is too strong, right? From that leaf, the silkworm used to consume that leaf, and after the silkworm, that then cocoons are there. Then rearing of the silkworm for the production of silk fiber is known as sericulture. As in our previous presentation already I talked to you that the sericulture, that means seri plus culture, sericulture, PC plus culture, pisciculture, agri plus culture, agriculture, you studied in 8th standard only about the silkworm and like that. In science also you studied about this. So no need to have a more discussion on this point. Quickly we are moving further. to have a recapitulation for the rubber point, how to write the notes, you have to write in that format. For rubber, you have to write it's a equatorial crop, but under special condition it's allow also the growth in the tropical and subtropical area, that means in the north part and in the southern part of India. Require moist and humid climate with the rainfall more than 200 centimeter and temperature above 25 degrees Celsius. So you can divide it, require moist and humid climate, then you can make another point, requires rainfall more than 200 centimeter, then another point, the temperature is above 25 degrees Celsius. Like that you have to prepare the notes. It is an important industrial raw material. Next, it is mainly grown in the different areas of India. Name of the states are here, you have to highlight that. Then India ranks 5th among the world natural rubber producer. So here you are seeing the rubber trees are there, rubber plantation, and how rubber is extracted. I hope so it's clear to you all. Next, moving further, fiber crops. So here you are observing the images of sericulture. This is the silkworm, right? They are making the cocoon like this. This is they are feeding them. These are the leaves of mulberry trees. By this photograph it's going to be crystal clear to you. If you want more knowledge on this, on the Google or on the YouTube, how the sericulture is done, you can have number of videos, you can watch that. Dear cadet, after this video soon you are going to have your monthly examination, so not to forget about your monthly examination, and for preparation of that, for your better understanding, once again I am revising the 2 chapters which I am going to place you in the monthly examination for the month of July. So syllabus for the monthly test is already I posted in the group, and that is going to be for the 10 marks from geography and economics. In our previous presentation we already discussed about the forest and the wildlife resource. You all please go through the notes which I talked and discussed in the class, and you had prepared notes very well. Please go through that. Out of them the questions will be there. They are going to be very interesting and impressive in nature. Now in this point we had discussed about geography, but today in our this presentation we are going to take the chapter number 1, development. So please focus to that. The cadet, those who were not present in the school, please have attention to that. I had pasted here the few slides which are going to be very important in the form of notes for the chapter number 1, development. So first, what's the chapter number 1, development is talking about? In that we had discussed about overview of the chapter. We had seen what development promises different people and different goal. Next we have seen income and other goals, national development, how to compare different countries or states, income and other criterias, and public facility, and at the last sustainability of the development. So these many topics we had covered in the chapter number 1, development. Next quickly we are going to summarize all this. So overview and everything, those who are not having the textbook, please from the NCERT website go through that and download the book. Next, sorry for that, what development promises different people, different goals. Development promises a real growth by enhancing total income and standard of living of a person. So development is promising different people and different goals. They are having the development promise a real growth by enhancing their total income and the standard of living of the people. So different people are having the different development goal. All the people, they are not having the same development goal. As in a class I had placed number of the time example, all of you are not having the same development goal. So here the different peoples are having the different notions of development, or they are having the different goals. So development goals are vary from people to people. We had already discussed this, but still I had placed for you and as example here. For example, a girl from a rich urban family gets a much freedom as her brother and is able to decide that she want to do in life. So what she want to do in the life? She is able to pursue her studies in abroad. Correct? Next, income and other goals. So people prefer to earn more income for fulfilling their daily requirements. Here, the daily requirements of the life, income and their goals. Company provide materials, things like money, but people want non-material things like freedom, security, respect and other. So that's why here the topic is the income and other goals. As they are getting the salaries, but they require freedom, security, respect to other and all. Some company provide less salary but offer regular employment, which enhance the sense of security. In other case, some company provide high salary but offers no job security. So they reduce the sense of security. I hope so this slide is clear to you. Next, moving further. National development. The topic is here national development, which refers ability of the nation to improve the standard of living of its citizen. Standard of living of citizen depends upon the per capita income. So what is per capita income? In our regular class only I make you understand what is the meaning of gross domestic product, GDP, literacy rate, availability of the health facility and so on. These factors considered a measurement for improvement. These we are talking about the national development. So which refers the ability of the nation to improve the standard of living of its citizens. Then how to compare different countries or states? We can compare different countries or states on the basis of per capita income. Right? So we cannot take national income to compare different countries because each country has a different population rate. Per capita income is calculated by dividing the total income of the country to total population of that particular country. So here for example in a country two peoples are there. So their income, two peoples of income is going to divide it by 2. Suppose one is earning 5,000, another is earning 4,000, that's going to be 9,000, then it is going to be divided by 2. Right? So like that the per capita income is going to be calculated or is going to be called as the average income. Per capita income of a country shows that the standard of living of the citizen of that particular company. A country with a higher per capita income is more developed than the less per capita income. I hope so it's clear to you. Those who haven't attended this class of development, please go through this. Then income and other criteria. Then if we are talking about income and other criteria for which development goal of the people not only want better income, they also want non-material things like freedom, security and respect and other as we had discussed earlier. For the development of the nation, average income, that means or a per capita income is needed. As we are seeing here the per capita income, the data is from the 2015 to 16. In the textbook the update data is present there. You can go through that. Please look at this. The per capita income of the different states of our country. Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. Next, if per capita income were to be used as a measure of development, Haryana will be considered the most developed and Bihar the least developed state of the three. However, this is not true if we look at other criteria. We are talking about only per capita income and we are thinking about the Haryana is that one because the per capita this facts is talking about when we are talking about per capita and comparing the different states. But if we are going to look the other aspects also, it's not going to be the perfect one. Next, last topic is there public facility, and after that we are going to see about the sustainability of development. So public facility which are provided by the government considered as the public facilities like schools, hospitals, communities, halls, transport and electricity. So these are the public facilities. As we know that the Punjab has more than income than the average person in Kerala. But Kerala has a low infant mortality rate. That means the IMR, infant mortality rate. All these points we had discussed in deeply in our regular classes. So please go through that. Because of better public system, that means the PDS which provides the health and the nutrition status to the state. We need public facilities because we are not able to purchase all things by money. So here is the topic is that money cannot buy all the things. We cannot able to buy a pollution free environment with the help of money. So dear cadet, we are discussing this point in our regular class. Money in your pocket cannot buy all the things which you need. Justify the statement or support the statement like that. The question I told you to write and to discuss on that. So here money cannot give you the pollution free environment or so on. These topics are given in the textbook. Please go through it. And next, sustainability of development. Here we are talking about sustainability of development, which refers to the development of human with at the same time sustaining the ability of the natural system. It helps to fulfill the needs of the human being without harming the ability of the future generation. So as already we had discussed about what is the meaning of sustainable development in 8th standard, in 10th standard, in geography also we had discussed about what is the meaning of sustainable development. So here sustainability of development we are seeing here without harming the ability of the future generation. For sustainable development, we have to use the non-renewable resource like carbon-based original designs fuel for the quantity how much we need. How renewable resources like groundwater will take long time for replenish. So we should use the resource in an infinite quantity. That means the judicial use of the resources is going to be the benchmark for the sustainability of the development. Here the few topics here just I stated about the IMR, infant mortality rate. What is the meaning of this? Please go through this. Literacy rate, net attendance ratio and all. Next, after preparing these notes, I am having the 2-3 questions for you. Quickly we are going to see the question as well as the answers for that. The question number 1 for you is, what can money not buy you? So as we had discussed in our previous slides only, money in your pocket cannot buy all the things which you want. So in that the 4 options are there: unadulterated medicines, water, pollution free environment, organic food. So out of them which is the correct one? I hope so you are having the correct answer with you. Let's check out the correct answer. So the correct answer is C, pollution free environment. So what can money not buy for you? That is a pollution free environment. Next, moving ahead to see the another question. Please go through the question. Dash is the total income of the country divided by its total population. So in the option, per capita income, gross income, net income and total income. As we discussed about the per capita income is also called as the average income. So here is going to be crystal clear for you. Dash is the total income of a country divided by its total population. So the correct answer is A, per capita income. So per capita income is the total income of the country divided by its total population. So dear cadet, here we are winding up our presentation. I request you all, please go through to the all question answers which I stated to you to write in your notebook. Lastly, I want to tell to you only one thing. Don't take it lightly, the monthly exams, because all the marks are going to have a accountability for your upcoming 10th standard result. So please don't miss out the examination. Please write it. Those who are observing the video, whole video, they are requested to encourage and motivate the other cadets also of their houses, of their class or their best friends, so that they can write the examination in a systematic way, honestly and to the point. Lastly, I want to tell to best of luck for your monthly examination for the July month. Please prepare well the two chapters. Again, I am telling to you the two chapters are Geography, chapter number 2, Forest and Wildlife Resource, and the second one is from Economics, chapter number 1, Development. Please prepare for that. 10 marks from Geography, Economics, and 10 marks will be from the history and all. You contact your history teacher also for the better understanding. If still any doubt and difficulty is there, please let me know from the WhatsApp. I will be very happy to sort out your doubts and difficulty. Number of the cadets, they are sending their doubts and difficulty as well. I'm so happy that they are doing homework and sending the screenshot or the photo of by clicking it to me from the WhatsApp. So I request you, please prepare it for the examination purpose and do this revision very well for both the chapter. So it's going to be very easy when you are going to write the examination. You will not have other unfair means to write the exam. So dear cadets, study well. Till then, be safe and secure at your home. Jai Hind to one and all.